Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this explosive edition of entertainment news where the world of daytime television just got a whole lot spicier. Imagine this, the airwaves of ITV's beloved Loose Women, a show that's been dishing out unfiltered opinions, heartfelt confessions, and the occasional cheeky banter for over 2 decades, suddenly crackle with tension thicker than a plot twist in a soap opera. It's October 2025. And the date is etched in infamy as the day Sir Cliff Richard, the eternal Peter Pan of British pop, the man whose voice has serenaded generations with hits like Living Doll and Summer Holiday, steps onto the set expecting a light-hearted chat about his latest tour or perhaps a nostalgic nod to his knighthood. But oh, how the tables turn. Seated across from him is the formidable Denise Welch, the queen of candid commentary. A Loose Women stalwart whose no-holds-barred style has made her a household name, from her breakout role on Coronation Street to her fearless advocacy for mental health. The panel, as always, buzzes with energy. There's the witty Kay Adams moderating, the glamorous Nadia Sawalha adding her touch of glamour, and the ever-relatable Judy Love bringing her infectious laugh. The audience, a mix of loyal fans in the studio and millions tuning in from living rooms across the UK, anticipates the usual mix of charm and chuckles. Cliff, at 84 now, still radiates that boyish vigor, his signature quiff perfectly coiffed, dressed in a sharp blazer that screams timeless elegance. He settles into the iconic red chairs, flashing that megawatt smile that's melted hearts since the 1950s. The topic, it starts innocently and will perhaps a discussion on enduring fame in the digital age, or the joys of performing to sold-out arenas even as streaming services dominate the charts. Denise, with her trademark bob haircut and piercing gaze, leans in, ready to probe. Little do they know, this segment is about to ignite into a firestorm that will dominate headlines, social media feeds, and water-cooler chats for weeks to come. As the cameras roll and the theme music fades, the stage is set for a clash of titans. One a symbol of clean-cut wholesomeness, the other a beacon of raw, unapologetic truth-telling. To truly grasp the magnitude of this altercation, we must first paint a vivid portrait of the two central figures whose worlds collided in such spectacular fashion. Sir Cliff Richard, born Harry Roger Webb in 1940 in Lucknow, India, to British parents, embodies the very essence of post-war British optimism. His journey from a shy schoolboy in Hertfordshire to the stage-struck teenager who formed the Shadows in 1958 is the stuff of rock and roll fairy tales. Hits like Move It, which topped the charts and marked the birth of British rockabilly, catapulted him to stardom, making him the only artist to score number ones across 6 decades. Offstage, Cliff's life reads like a morality tale for the masses, a devout Christian who famously turned down a Playboy interview, a teetotaler who prefers a glass of water to whiskey, and a philanthropist whose charity work with children in need has earned him the moniker the Bachelor Boy for his enduring singledom. Yet, beneath this squeaky clean facade lies a resilience forged in fire. The 2014 police raid on his home over unfounded historical allegations, a scandal that tested his faith and fortitude, culminating in a high court victory and substantial damages. Fast forward to 2025, and Cliff is still touring, his voice as crystalline as ever, promoting an album that's a love letter to his gospel roots. He's the elder statesman of pop, revered by boomers and sampled by millennials, a living link to an era when music meant more than memes. Enter Denise Welch, the Bolton-born firecracker whose life story could fill a dozen autobiographies. Born in 1958, she burst onto screens as the troubled Natalie Horrocks in Coronation Street during the 80s, her raw portrayal of addiction and despair earning her a legion of fans. But Denise's true power lies in her authenticity. She's been open about her battles with depression and alcoholism, using her platform on Loose Women since 2005 to champion mental health awareness. A mother, a grandmother, and married to the enigmatic Tim Healy of Auf Wiedersehen, pet fame, Denise doesn't suffer fools. Her Twitter rants on politics, from Brexit to celebrity culture, are legendary. She's the panelist who calls out hypocrisy, whether it's a politician's gaffe or a star's evasion. On Loose Women, she's the spark that lights the fuse, her Geordie wit cutting through pretense like a hot knife through butter. Their paths crossing wasn't inevitable, but in the eclectic booking of daytime TV, it made sense. Cliff, the icon, promoting his legacy, Denise, the interviewer, seeking the unvarnished truth. Yet, as the segment unfolds, what begins as mutual respect unravels thread by thread. The question that lights the match, Denise, with her journalist's instinct, asks Cliff about the dark side of family, specifically, how he's navigated the tabloid scrutiny that once nearly broke him. Cliff, ever the diplomat, responds with a measured anecdote about forgiveness and moving on. But Denise presses, her tone sharpening. Come on, Cliff, we've all seen the headline as a "Don't tell me it didn't leave scars." The studio falls silent, the audience leaning forward. Cliff's smile falters, his eyes narrowing just a fraction. What follows is a masterclass in escalating tension, where words become weapons, and the line between probing journalism and personal attack blurs. As Cliff's defenses rise, Denise doubles down, her passion for unearthing vulnerability clashing head-on with his desire for privacy. Now, let's zero in on the heart of the hurricane, the heated exchange that turned a routine chat into tabloid gold. The clock ticks past 1:15 p.m. on that fateful October afternoon, the studio lights beaming down like judgmental spotlights. Cliff, mid-sentence about his upcoming Christmas special, is interrupted by Denise's pointed follow-up. Sir Cliff, you've always been the nice guy of British music, but let's be real, after that police raid, the false accusations, how do you really feel about the press that hounded you? Is there anger there, or have you truly forgiven? Her words hang in the air, laced with the empathy of someone who stared down her own demons. But to Cliff, they sting like salt in a wound long thought healed. He pauses, that famous jaw clenching ever so slightly, before replying, Denise, I've said it before, forgiveness is key. The Lord's taught me that bitterness poisons the soul. I won't dwell on the past, I've got fans to entertain. Polite, yes, but there's an edge, a subtle rebuke to her prodding. The audience murmurs, some nodding in agreement with Cliff's grace, others sensing Denise's frustration bubbling. Undeterred, she leans forward, her voice rising with that signature Welch intensity. But Cliff, dwelling is what we do here on Loose Women. We're about real talk, not platitudes. I respect your faith, I do. Heck, I've got my own battles with Ida, but pretending it didn't hurt, that's not strength, that's avoidance. Come on, give us the raw. Cliff. The studio erupts in a mix of applause and gasps. Judy Love tries to interject with a joke about keeping it holy, but it's too late. Cliff's face flushes, his hands gripping the armrests as he counters, avoidance? Young lady, I've faced more trials than most, and I choose joy over your brand of real talk. This isn't therapy, it's television. If you want to dissect souls, try The Confessional, not my interview. The word young lady lands like a paternal slap, and Denise fires back, her eyes flashing. Trials? Try being a woman in this industry. Cliff, hounded for your breakdowns while men like you get sainted for silence. Don't patronize me. The exchange accelerates, words flying like sparks from a flint. Cliff accusing her of sensationalism, Denise retorting with accusations of emotional repression. Kay Adams, the seasoned anchor, waves her hands frantically. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a breath. But the momentum is unstoppable. The audience, now on their feet, is split, half cheering Denise's fire, half booing the perceived disrespect to a national treasure. Off-camera, producers scramble, feeds flickering as they debate commercial breaks. It's raw, it's real, it's riveting, until Cliff stands abruptly, microphone in hand, declaring, I've given enough of my life to public scrutiny. Good day to you all. He strides toward the exit, the panel stunned into silence. Denise calls after him, Cliff, that's not what I meant. But the door slams, echoing through the stunned studio. In that instant, Loose Women transcends entertainment. It becomes a mirror to society's fault line as age versus youth, privacy versus transparency, faith versus furry.